All right, I'm going to be showing you guys the pairs I'm going to be trading for the week. Before I get into that, I do want to show you guys the pairs, the before and after from my previous markup, so you can see how spot on my markup was. I wasn't really too spot on, but it still went the direction I was going, and I was able to catch my a couple positions. I know today is Monday the 1st, and this is supposed to be a Sunday series, but I was in Vegas for Labor Day weekend, so I couldn't do the video. But today being a holiday, nothing happened in the market, so I'm gonna upload this video today and yeah, show you guys the pairs I'm interested for the week that I'm going to be trading. This is NFP week, so every for the traders I know, every first week of the month you have NFP news on Friday. But prior to NFP news, you do have, let me see, you do have multiple files dropping. So tomorrow we have a red USD folder at 7 in the morning, so that's going to be some volume. Wednesday we don't have nothing for you. Oh, we do. We have another 7 in the morning USD file, right? And then Thursday we have unemployment claims, and at 5:15 we have another red file, right? Non-farm employment change. And then Friday, look, Friday we got crazy. So I might not trade Friday because those of you who know, shit, Friday NFP news is crazy. Like you can't really predict the market. It's gonna be nothing but liquidity grabs. It's gonna be pretty bad. But yeah, let me show you the before and after. So this was my setup for USD Swiss franc. I marked this up saying that okay, if we're below here, if we close below here and this gray square is used as a new resistance, then I'm gonna be selling. If it broke above and closed above this gray box, I'm gonna be buying. All right, so here's the before and here's the after. Oh shit. So here's the after. Didn't really do nothing too crazy. I did manage to get in here on a sell. I was able to close partials when we closed below here, we came up here, and I was able to take partials at the first take profit here and then put a stop to break even. So I was hit at break even with only like 10% close. So I didn't really make too much here, but still still went below here. So this week I'm still interested in trading this pair. So now that we're below my gray zone, right? So let me get into USD CAD. All right. So this is the before for USD CAD. Same thing, right? I wanted it to either respect this gray zone and use it as support right here, use it as support, and I was going to enter buys, or close below this gray zone and use this gray zone as resistance and then sell, right? So this is the before, same thing. This one I was able to hold for a little bit longer. Mind you, this is the 4 hour candles. So if I go to the hour, I was able to enter a sell here when it retested the resistance and came down and got to my first take profit, which is right here. That was my first take profit, and then the rest is I put break even. So this one as well did get hit at break even after I closed half partials at my first take profit. So last week, it being the last week of the month, really wasn't much value. But yeah, let me see. So yeah, that was I think that's it. I mean, that was the only pairs I traded. I don't know what other pair I marked up. I think these are it. It's real simple. I mean, I leave this markup for you guys to see it, but I don't have the charts like this. You know, I literally see it like this. I'm able to read it more clear, none of that bull crap on my charts, but I used to be able to mark like this, so it helps. So for beginners, yeah, I recommend you mark things like this so you can see. But the more experience you get, the less things you have on your chart. It's just market memory. I've been doing this for almost 6 years, so it's real simple markups. I just I go by price action, market structure, and whatever news goes in confluence with my bias, right? So that was it. So now I'm going to be showing you the pairs that I'm trading for the week, the first week of September. Let's delete all this shit. So the first pair I am interested in trading is the SPX 500. I do want to sell the SPX. I know the overall trend is bullish, right? All indices, the stocks are going up, but it's at its highest high, right? So I feel like there needs to be more volume in the market for it to break a new high, and I have a feeling it's going to be during NFP. You know what I mean? So I'm honestly looking to short the SPX 500, and let me show you why. So this area here, right? It formed this, I guess you can call it an ugly head and shoulders, and then it broke out, right? It's it's doing the same thing here. If you look at both of these candlesticks within these boxes, it's literally forming the same thing. So already I'm looking to short this again. I'm looking for it to drop, fill in this wick before shooting up, right? I'm looking for it to fill in this range before shooting up. I'm looking for something like that and then breaking a new high. Just because it's you always look left, you know? So it's literally doing the same thing it did over here during August, the month of August 25th, right? No, not 25th. Sorry. Around August 15th, August 16th. So I have a feeling he's gonna do it again. All right. It isn't, like I said, NFP weekend. So with that volume, I feel like there is gonna be new highs. But as of right now, with confirmation, I do want to short the SPX 500 at least to down here to excuse me, 6,380. So simple like that. If it doesn't do it, so be it. All right. I'm not buying the SPX 500. I'm only shorting this. If it doesn't show me my short here and then go up, then I'm not going to be buying anywhere else. I usually have like a bias for both sells and buys. Here on this pair, I only have a sales bias because I'm only interested in buying low. I only want to buy in this area. All right. That's my area of interest to buy. So if it doesn't do that, then there's other pairs to trade. All right. I'm interested in a couple other pairs. Let me go into the second one, which is the New Zealand dollar and against the US dollar, right? NZD, USD. Not a common pair I trade, but I like the setup. As you can see, I'm seeing a downtrend. Right? So we have our higher high, higher low, another higher low. Shit, sorry, I'm having trouble with this guy. So lower low, and a lower low. All right, downtrend. That's what I'm seeing. This is the daily too. You know what I mean? So it's this it already being Monday, we broke Sunday. I mean, we broke Mondays. We broke Mondays. The first is daily low, right? Because it's already the afternoon of Monday, right? So we closed. We broke the low of Monday's low, and we're reaching Friday's low. But I'm gonna obviously wait for confirmation. I do like to set up to short NZD USD. We have a lower low, a lower high, another lower low, lower low, lower high. So that's what I'm seeing. Now let's go to the 4 hour. Looks perfect. All right, so I'm looking for this 4 hour close in 30 minutes. A retest, somehow a little pullback, all right? Because this is technically the first breakout on the low. And then it to fill in the range. Here is gonna be my first take profit. Because you have to have at least a couple take profits where you would put your stops to break even and you would take partials. So at the neckline, they call it this the neckline. All right, because here's an area of rejection. So hopefully, I mean, you guys are catching along to these rejections and you guys are seeing market structure. This area is my first level of take profit. This candle could literally just drop here, and I'm fine with that as long as it does pull back and then show me a rejection and then continue in the downtrend. So I'm all for selling NZD USD. If I were to buy NZD USD, I need a daily. Now we're on the daily. I need a daily candlestick to close above here so it can break the trend of lower lows and lower highs. All right. So if I can get a trend break, then yeah, because the month of August closed doji, so it's indecision, right? So I'm gonna move accordingly. I'm gonna move with patience, and we'll see. Because I do want to short the NZD USD, but with confirmation. So that's another pair that I'm interested in. I'm also interested in USD CAD. This should be the last pair that I'm going to be trading. I usually pick between three pairs, three, sometimes even four pairs. So I see here, this is the daily. I see here that it's respecting this level. It's using it as support. So at one point it was resistance, right? All these candles closed below, came back, closed below, right? It's resistance. Now you get your break, your retest, a bunch of daily candles. Mind you, every candle is a day. So you got all these daily candles respecting this green zone. So now it's support. You have your breakup, come down, respecting support. You also have your first higher high and your second higher high. All right. So I'm looking to buy USD CAD at least, let me go to the far, at least to fill in this range. At least to fill in this range. All right. So I'm gonna wait for a couple, I'm gonna wait for my entry, but I'm only gonna enter this trade and write it out to here because the overall trend is bearish. All right, last month, the month of August, closed bearish, and it closed within this range. All right, it closed below this range. So every time you had a monthly close below this range, you had a drop. Look, close, drop. Now you finally have a breakout down. It came down, came back up to retest support, and then for the month of July came back up to retest resistance, I mean, right? And then the month of August closed back bearish under this green zone. So if we always look left, we see that every time it closed below here, it rejected, it came down. So we all know that the monthly has to make its monthly high. So that's why I'm going to be entering. You can call it a scalp, right? But it's a 4 hour entry, at least to, let me remove that. I'm not trying to confuse you guys with all this green shit. At least to this range. I want to buy it and fill this range. And then once it gets here, then I'm gonna act accordingly because I do long term want to short USD CAD, especially since they're cutting rates into September, right? The Fed is cutting rates. When the Fed cuts rates, you anything with USD in front drops, right? So gold goes up, the indices, SPX, all the stock market goes up, right? And anything with USD in front goes down. So until we get that rate cut, then I'm gonna be shorting, like heavy shorting USD CAD. So it's gonna happen this month. As of right now, I'm scalping for the monthly high. So I'm gonna fill in this range. Well, if it shows me a buy, I'm gonna ride it to at least you fill this range. Yeah, I'm gonna hold this position to this area of interest. I think, yeah, that's it. Honestly, just those three pairs, the SPX 500, the NZD USD, and USD CAD. Three pairs I'm interested in trading. Yeah. Now, if I'm gonna short USD CAD, right? If I'm gonna sell USD CAD, I need a daily close. This now we're back on a daily time frame. I need a daily close below this green zone so it can fill in this range. All right, so if we get a daily close, one of these candlesticks to close below this green range on the daily, and on the 4 hour respect it, do something like this, then that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm gonna sell. But as long as it's above this green zone, I'm buying. I don't, I'm buying. No matter what news happens, I'm buying as long as it's up in this gray zone. So I want something like this. It's looking like it's gonna come fill in this range right now. I'm looking for something like that. So based off all these markups, I know it's going to require a lot of patience because I need to wait for a real confirmation that it's going to go my direction. So it being Monday today, I am probably not going to trade till Wednesday, Thursday, but we'll see. Yeah, that's it. That's all my pairs that I'm trading. I'm going to leave this markup for the sake of the video. That way you guys can see. It looks perfect for either direction as long as it shows me the confirmation. So like I said, if it closes below this green zone, I'm shorting and I'm holding till it fills in this range. If it's respecting this green zone and it's above, I'm holding till it fills in this range, right? Because this also could be the right shoulder of this head and shoulders forming. If those of you know who know patterns, the head and shoulder pattern is very common. It's just a second confirmation. It's not really oh, it's a head and shoulders. Let me right away. Like no, you use patterns, you use confirmation, but it's mainly candlestick closing, sessions to trade in, and patience, right? So that's about it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know I was supposed to upload this video yesterday, but like I said, I was in Vegas for Labor Day weekend. I'm low-key kind of hungover. Yeah, so that's it. Hopefully you guys follow along to these trades. It's good setups. Hopefully you guys catch some trades this week. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next Sunday and we'll break down these pairs. See how spot on my markup is. I haven't been too bad lately, man. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one.